Hi, I'm going to be doing my speech over the policy of the COVID-19 for businesses, mainly for small businesses. I think that the policy to close small businesses like gyms, restaurants, things like that, I disagree with it. I know it is important to keep everyone safe and healthy. That is the main goal. What we want is to keep everyone healthy. But for small businesses, they're really struggling due to this. I think, number one, the policy, I disagree with it because I think as Americans, it should be our right to open if we choose to or not. I do agree, that places should be closed if they choose to, but it's really hurting these small businesses that have to close because they can't afford to pay their bills. Some of them is probably not going to reopen after this. They can't pay their employees, and their employees, especially ones that have children or just even themselves, it's going to be really hard for them to recuperate after this. The unemployment, a lot of people have been trying to get it, but it's really, really hard for them to get. Some of them I've seen still haven't even got theirs after months. Even with that, after they get it, and if they do get to go back to work after all this, it's still, they're going to be so far behind they might not be able to pay their bills. They could lose their home, their car. They could be homeless. And think of people that don't have any family. Where would they go? They would be on the streets or in a shelter or something like that. So for me, I think it should be as Americans, we should have the right to choose if we want to be open or not. And if the employees that work there, if they chose not to, that's fine. Like I say, I do understand this is serious and we should take precautions, but I do think as Americans, we should have that choice. And it's really took a toll on everyone for this. I mean, it's just really, really impacted everybody. Like I said, mainly it's the small businesses. And still yet, I mean, we aren't for sure on a date that's we're going to reopen. Some places are starting to reopen this week, like hair salons and things like that. They're starting to get back open this week, but they're only allowing like 10 or more, or allowing like maybe 10 in the building, and you have to come in and out. And like I said, I think, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer because all these big companies are making so much money off this. Like, nowhere could find toilet paper or meat or groceries. So these big companies are making even more money, and these small businesses are the ones that's hurting. And my thing is, if you're going to go in Walmart, and I mean, even if there's just 50 people, wherever, I'm not exactly sure how many they was letting in, but I know when I went to Walmart, they was still like more than 50 people in there. So some of these gyms doesn't even have that much. So if you're going to go to Walmart and be around that many people, what is the difference of being in a gym or been in a restaurant or any of these other little small businesses? What's the difference? Like, you're still going to be taking the risk of getting the virus, I feel like. Yeah, you should wear a mask or whatever, but you can do that at the gym too. You can also sanitize or keep your distance, because you're also, when you go to Walmart, you're bumping into people. So you're still, I feel like that you're still taking that chance of getting the virus just by going to Walmart or your doctor, or even anywhere. If they're still seeing you, and even if you have 10 or more people, it's the same. You could do that same exactly at the gym. So I feel like these big, like I said, these big manufacturers, companies and everything are just making more and more money. Like I said, the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. And to me, I just don't feel like that's fair policy. And as Americans, to me, I just don't feel like it's right. That's how I feel. Sources, where I got my sources, one is us Americans. I'm a source, and like I said, I feel like that's not right. Another source that I got is the small businesses. to see them struggle. And like I said, I see their comments and everything all over the media, you know, social media and things like that. I see them struggling. So that's another source that I got it from. And it's to me, like I said, I just think it's unfair. And as Americans, we should have the right to choose if we are open or not. Another source would be, like I said, my first source is us Americans. Two would be the local businesses. And another source that I see everyone is struggling is social media. Those are three sources that I've got information from in regards to this policy not been good. I actually seen someone had got in trouble for opening their hair salon. They only had didn't have a lot of people in there, but they actually got in trouble, and it said they had to serve like 7 days in jail or had to pay some kind of fine, something like that. And I was just in shock because, like I said, she's doing it to survive. Like, she has no other way to survive, and she hadn't got any unemployment or anything. And she told people they can come at their own risk, and that's pretty much how I think it should be. If you can come at your own risk, as Americans, you should get that choice to come. You should understand what could happen, but still, if you want to come, I think you should be able to come. But yeah, she is in trouble now, and all because she was doing it to feed her children, to take care of her family. It was just her, you know, and especially if she's not married, then she has nothing. She's the only income. So I feel like she did that to live. And I do disagree with the legal system that she should not have gotten in trouble. And hopefully something gives and she doesn't have to pay fines or whatever. Like I said, I totally back her. And these are my thoughts on the policy for the COVID-19.